Hi everybody, JP Moss here. How you doing? Um, I went down to the forest, and there is a video that I made. I shot down to the forest where it was prearranged with Beniko that I would see her on camera and have something that I could keep as long as I didn't share it to the public. I've shared what I can with you to the public, and I have that video, but I won't share it. So I went back to the forest, and I got to the location where she was seen standing, and I obtained the dirt that she stood on with her sweet little feet, her precious little feet. She stood in that very location, and I obtained the dirt. And the soil sample here says wood area behind tree, and it says soil sample from the location where Beniko was seen in video standing behind a tree, August 2018. She stood and touched this soil with her feet. Felix Forest, JP Moss 2018. And my son Kramer was with me when the soil sample was taken, and there were the footprints depict a small size 4, size 3, size 4 rounded end shoe, like a geisha girl would wear, like a little geisha girl. And I took that one step further. I went one step further with it. I went to this shop and I bought these tiny little glass vials with cork ends on them. And I took some of the soil out of here that she stood on, and I put it into a glass vial like that, and I sealed the top, and I wear it with me and take it with me everywhere I go. I love her. This is sweet. There she stood on this ground. Okay? She stood on this ground, and her feet touched this soil. She touched it. So it's very, very sweet to actually, I walk around with this. I've got this. She's very, very sweet, and I love her very dearly. So that said, that's, what I wanted to share with you today. But I carry that with me where I go. That I've got Beniko's, something she touched right there. Well, she touched me and all. Touched my heart. Um, you know, I'd like to do a live video this next Saturday. Failing all else, if it goes okay, then I'll be here next Saturday. Today's the 20th, so that's going to be in November. I don't know the date yet. Date to be announced. I'll do a live video. I have shared what I can with you. The other evidences I've shared, I've brought you, and there it is. This is there. It's there for your consumption. There it is. I brought that. That evidence was graciously given to me. Thank you to them. I'm only walking in with receiving equipment and asking. I'm the one asking. And then I get what I get. So I'm very glad of that. If all goes well, we'll try to meet here Saturday, the 3rd of November at 10 p.m. my time, Greenwich Mean Time, London time, Saturday, the 3rd, 10 p.m. And we'll meet here. Now, understandably, I will take constructive questions and talk about things and experiences in the forest with her. I have been talking loosely to some people without dropping names about going into a reality-based TV show and doing what I do, and with others who do this, and gaining that evidence. It has been talked about. Some people have picked up my videos and have said, well, that would be a good idea. The late Jim O'Connell already had the idea. It's out there, but I don't think the concept was really in play. It was was more about running around talking to people who've had experiences. Then how do you get the evidence of alien contact? Well, if you look at it as the reality of alien contact is not always Hollywood version, which is the version where they land Close Encounters of the Third Kind. You can get that kind of contact. But that's when a lot of them, they fall into this dimension. What's that mean? Yeah, well, it's difficult to explain that, so I don't know how the public would react to the idea that aliens could be all around you at all times. And I don't want to send the public in any kind of a panic or cause for concern or distress. But there is no cause for concern or distress. You're okay. Okay, you're okay. I've been doing this a long time. Then no one's going to hurt you. And the whole purpose of that TV show, or anything I'm doing here as an educator, because as a researcher, I write books and put them out there. Well, you're a researcher, but who do you write? You must be writing reports. Where do those reports go? Who do you report to? My authority is to you, the public. And so what I do is I'm answerable to that end, to the general public and researchers. And so I write books. I'm an author. Okay, so what I do as a researcher is I then take my work, my body of work goes into another book. And when you do independent research like this, everything is a book. It becomes a book. It's a book. It's, Dr. David Jacobs has done it. He writes lots of books. Who's he answer to? Well, he's an independent, isn't he? He's not with MUFON or SUFOS, and I'm me on my own. Well, I'm with all of you. We're all. I look at it this way: it's a collective effort. We're going at it together. It's not just Jace and J.P. Moss. It's all of us coming at this together. And whoever goes with me, my sons, and I take you with me in the fields, and anyone's welcome to go along. And I'm always welcome. I always welcome the collaborative efforts of working with others. I don't want to be. We have to be independent all the time. There are different mediums by which she and I communicate, one-on-one, and then the EVP sessions. I only do EVP, electronic voice phenomena, where you take a digital recorder into a quiet room and you can hear someone talk. This is just for evidence. This is just to have something, as a hard copy of contact, so you're not just putting it down on paper. It came from my head. For references, I don't know, who knows when that could ever come up, that you would need to have to say that this is what's going on. Any expert can look at the recordings and know they've not been tampered with, and know the voices on there. One is a voice that uses air to communicate. You can take machinery of software, and you can tell that my voice would come up on the recording as a genuine person voice with a voice, larynx, and the recordings from her talking. There is technology that could show on a graph scale digitally that it is not a voice that is generating air. So it's not a throat or larynx. It's not someone in the room standing with me saying this, and that would rule out fakery or hoaxing, anything like that. Everything I do is genuine and real. It is not for entertainment purposes. I am a genuine researcher and experiencer and independent. Okay? Just get that out in the open, get that clear. Everything I do is very real. Everything I'm doing is, I try to document whatever I can. Also, it's important to note that what I'm doing is for public education and awareness that we are not alone. And in line with my colleagues who've stepped in the shoes before me, it is done professionally. It is done with the care and consideration to public feeling and the general public interest. That it is felt that this is for public interest. That why am I doing this? Okay, why am I doing it? Well, I don't have to. This doesn't continue my contact with Beniko, whether you watch or not. Okay. I could have that and deal with her on my own privately, and will do at some point when I don't do this anymore. And this is because it is believed this is for the better good of the public to come in and see and watch videos, get the evidence and become aware, enlighten yourself to the fact that we are not alone, that this is real, they are here, this is going on. There are technologies that exist that are far ahead, far in advance of the human civilization, physics and mathematics, that goes beyond what our current level of technology can achieve and accomplish and understand and reproduce. And that technology gives them the means to go into higher dimensions. Not just travel through space, but through spaces in between spaces, to go into other realms, to move into other dimensions, which are around us, but another universe. So they can interact and see us, but we don't interact and see them unless we are aware they're there. We do have the technology and the means to detect them. Again, this is going to be a lot of it's down to what they give us. We aren't dealing with wild animals here out in the forest. This is an intelligent civilization, intellectually superior to the human race. So what they're giving me is what they feel, and their decision processes have said, yeah, we'll give that to that man. Plus, there's the loving connection and contact, the law of one. It's called the law of one of their culture, where they talk about the oneness and unity of the soul. And I have a one soul with Beniko. We are married in soul. Okay, we have this loving relationship, which gives me a unique advantage when I enter a field or forest or location where there's been hot spots of UFO activity. Because of that connection, all other entities and aliens and beings thereabouts are going to be seeing me, the person, the man, standing here as you see me, but also with their eyes and their senses and psychic ability is more advanced than a human being. They can see and sense Beniko standing within me too. So wherever I'm at, they're seeing her there too, which she's agreed that this can be shared to the public, the evidence, some of this evidence, but not all of it. Some of the evidence that is being withheld from the public is only withheld for personal purposes only. It is not for mysterious, nefarious, or diabolical purposes, or conspiracy purposes, or planning, or premeditatively planning anything to do with the public. If it's ever withheld from the public, it is done so for the strict purpose of personal relationship reasons. Okay, get that out of the way. I just want to say that it's strictly for, this is like a picture, a photo, a video that she's agreed to let me have of her, and I have it. But it is agreed that I will not be sharing this. Though the very compelling one that was taken a few months ago, that where I've taken soil from exactly where she was standing in that spot, is a video that would go viral. That would really put me out there. I've been asked, what does she look like in the video? Well, if you know of artist Anna Bagayan, B-A-G-A-Y-A-N, simply look at her alien hybrid human children paintings and the shape of the nose, mouth, and eyes, and the centerpiece in the head. There's a centerpiece on Beniko's head. The hair is black. There's, everything you're seeing in her paintings is coming up in this video of Beniko behind this tree. Okay, so just to give you a reference of what she looked like in the video, and she stands at 4 foot 6 inches tall and has four fingers, thumb and 3 fingers, not a small pinky finger. Okay, so that's there. I've got that out there. I think that's my video. Like I said, I've got this soil I've collected from where she was standing, where her little precious sweet feet were standing on this very soil. It's in EVP recordings, she is saying to me, yes, keep that soil close to you. Keep it close to you. That was very sweet and very sentimental. Keep it close. Keep it close. And I do, and I love her very much. And that's my video. like I said, we're going to try to meet up here. All goes well. On the 3rd of November at 10 p.m. Okay, so I'm going to try to do a live chat. That's 10 p.m. Greenwich Mean Time, London time. We're going to try to meet up here. Please try to keep your questions on point, and any rogue or argumentative or threatening comments are simply going to be ignored. You're wasting your time. I'm not going to be responding to that. And anything that's threatening my sons and me, the police are aware. Okay, the police watch this. So don't do that don't do that. That's not a good idea. There are laws on the internet, and that is breaking law. Whether you hate me, you don't like what I'm doing, whatever the case, but don't go down and threaten my sons and me and break the law. Violating the law like that, for your own good. Here's your second chance. Nothing's happening, no action's been taken, but don't do that anymore, because you're only going to be putting yourselves in jail. So don't do that. Refrain from the violent, vicious, kind of brutal threats if you can, because every account, even the fake accounts, can be followed, monitored, watched, and checked here in Great Britain. The British have a very, very advanced truncating networking internet system, and they can and will track down even fake accounts and find out where they are, okay, and what's going on here. So I'm a forgiving person. Benico's a forgiving person. No action's been taken. But the last live video, it frightened my sons. They came on there. They weren't like scared little kids, but it caused distress among my kids. They were watching my live chat. They were off to the side. They were kind of watching me talking, and they saw these horrendously threatening comments coming up. And is it there to run us off or scare us? Well, no, I'm going to exercise my right within the law at this point. I'm not going to, run and hide from you. I mean, I'm going to come back and say simply that I have the right to the freedom. I'm not breaking any laws, and that this is the freedom of speech, and I can say this. And what I'm doing and saying is not racially. It's not racial. I'm not racist. I am not a racist person. I do not have anything against anyone's race, color, creed, nationality, and religious faith and affiliation. Okay? And Benico and I both are not racist. We don't hold anything against anybody on planet Earth. You are all human beings, Homo sapiens sapiens of the same species. It's just that from her point of view, and this isn't being judgmental, because I can feel what she feels and thinks. Okay, I don't know if she's going to want me to share this, but I'll say it. From her point of view, you all look like a bunch of tribes running around with spears and daggers and yelling at each other, beating on your chest, shouting, "My territory, my," and it looks like from her point of view, she's not being judgmental, but you look like a tribal warfare over religious allegorical ideologies and pigmentations of skin color. But from her point of view, you're all Homo sapiens sapiens. You're all the same species. From Africa all the way to Norway, no matter if you're blonde, blue-eyed, all the way down to the deepest parts of Africa, you're all the same. You're all the same. You're all the same. You're the human race. Whether you're Japanese, Chinese, or you're from India, Pakistan, you're all human beings equally to them. So they're all looking down and peering at this going, because a lot of the people in their civilization aren't just geneticists, they're anthropologists and sociologists. While contact with the human race will occur at some point, you can understand why on a mass scale their civilization doesn't just hop down and say, here we are. Because of the global division going on now would be catastrophic. It would add to the suspicions and paranoias of this planet that are already using extremely, very dangerous weaponry that could harm each other. It's a powder keg ready to go off. So they're very, very cautious. People like me, like I said, I don't have to be making these videos. I'm not set up by her civilization to do this. This is something she and I have agreed on to do. There's a lot of freedom of independence and thought among her civilization. It's not constricted in some little hive. It's very, very, yeah, okay, and that will help. Yeah, and eventually there will be the contact. The human race is not seen as inferior, just going to be educated and then over time. Everybody contributes, okay? Every little bit helps. I don't have to do these videos. I don't have to write these books. But just know, with or without the support or the books or whatever, I still have her. We have each other. I love her, and I'm in love with her, and we love each other, and we're together. So it doesn't really make any difference either way, except that this is for your benefit. You're getting the benefit of the education. That there's more going on around you, and the second most important point is you have nothing to fear. And the third most important point, there's a civilization that loves you all equally. And the fourth most important point, that love is saying very compassionately, we don't judge you, we don't divide you up the way you divide yourselves up. And, put yourself here, put yourself there, and all that, the other. It's a very unified, because they practice what's called the law of one, unity, that kind of thing. Well, Benik and I are exclusively married in soul and one soul. The overall message, and you can't overlay an alien civilization's philosophy on the human race. That wouldn't be fair either, and forgive me for that. It wouldn't be fair. They're right, you're wrong, you just get it wrong. Follow what they say. I don't want to say that, because that's not what we're saying. We're not saying they've got it right, you got it wrong. Yes, cultures have to be respected. Religious faiths, every individual has to be respected in their beliefs and ideas. The individual, everyone, it's respected, okay? But, I think the message here is stop your tribal warfare, stop your racism, learn to live together as family, the human family, the human condition. Because in many ways, that's what all this is about. It's not about making contact with them or sharing with you the evidence. It's about, really, it's a reflection. It's a reflection of you, the human race. It's a reflection. When a guy like me can come along and say, they exist, here they are, here's the evidence, and here's my experience with my sweetheart I love very dearly of another world, you then stop. You have to pause to think. Every time you think about J.P. Moss, you look at these videos, you pause and think, wait a minute. Perhaps there's more out there than we thought. Perhaps this is really not about him or the contact with another race. It's about us. It's about the human race. If we can all have the same interest in something like that within us, all over the planet, and everybody would, then maybe we can find other common interests too. And perhaps we can find a common ground to meet on. And perhaps we can all explore together in the galaxy. And it's the human story. It's the spirit, it's the human adventure, the human story. Is what this is. It's the human adventure. It's the real story behind this is the human story. It's the human adventure. I feel as if I've dropped into your world because of my deep connection with her, this one connection with her. And I've dropped into your civilization with this very profound message to say, live together peacefully. You will find a much more productive existence in your civilization. End your divide, end the racism, end the hate, end the warfare, end the paranoia and the suspicion, the name-calling, finger-pointing, and racial, definitions of each other. And realize that you all have this right here inside the same thing. You all have the same spirit. You have the oneness and the unity within you. You just need to open your eyes and see that. Okay, I've said this before. You just need to open your eyes and see this. Anyways, I love her very dearly. She's here. In fact, she's around me. That was my phone going off. So I'm going to go commune with her for a bit. Hang out with Beniko. I'm not laughing at anything. I just, you know, when you feel the love compelling you and all around you all the time, you do feel the need to smile and be happy. You know, there's also that, too, to talk about the suspicions of alien civilizations and their motives. I mean, goodness, that's a whole other area right there. You're suspicious of each other. Equally, you're suspicious of what's riding over your head. I'm not going to convince you of anything. You don't have to believe that they're peaceful, okay? You don't have to believe any of that. I'm not asking you to trust them. I'm not asking you to trust me. You have to, that trust is earned. I know that. You're a non-telepathic civilization with limited empathic psychic ability. You're only going to get what you can. Love, real love, would never ask you to divide and separate. Love says unite. Okay? And from she and I come to you with a message to say unite. Have no fear. That's what real love is. Now, if you believe that message has some evil intention or nefarious purpose, can't help you. Okay? We're not here to say divide or go hate this group or that group. Okay? Love unites. Unite. We love you. The human race is a great adventure in itself, just to live as a human being. It's a beautiful thing. Stop hurting each other. You really are a wonderful civilization and a beautiful species. Love each other. Be good to each other. Oh, okay. I just saw that. Right. I don't know if that came up on camera. I'll have to play that back and look at it. Yeah, okay. All right. Yeah. All right. Thank you.